So I've just moved into my new Dubai home. These are the keys to my new apartment, which I am here in right now. It is still a bit empty, but I have gone through the entire process, and in the previous video I detailed the exact process from start to finish, from finding the property, getting a mortgage, everything like that, to closing on it and being able to move in. But in this video, which is the part 2 to that video, I'm gonna detail every single cost and fee that went into buying this property, because as you might be aware, buying property in Dubai or pretty much anywhere in the world will cost you a lot more than simply your down payment, because there are a lot of government fees, mortgage fees, agency fees, and all kinds of other fees that you have to pay when you go through this process. So in this video, I will detail every single cost and fee that I paid. I will tell you exactly when I paid it, the exact dirham amounts that this cost you, so that by the end of this video, you will know exactly how much it could cost you if you want to buy property here, so that there are absolutely no surprises. And as a bonus, at the end of this video, I will also tell you exactly how much it has cost me to furnish this entire apartment. So I will also tell you that. Now, of course, if you use a good team to help you buy the property, a good agent, mortgage advisor, things like that, you should not have any surprises anyway, because they will tell you the entire process. They will tell you all of this well in advance. But just be aware that not all agents in Dubai will do that. Dubai is full of very, let's just say, shady and not so good agents who just want you to buy, and they will not tell you all these steps beforehand. And by the way, if you're looking to buy property in Dubai, you can actually work with the same agent that I work with. If you're interested in that, you can just book a free meeting with him from the first link down below in the description. I had an absolutely excellent experience, can fully vouch his services. If you use him, you can also get the mortgage advisor that I use, who helped me get a mortgage. And by the way, as a self-employed person, it's not always that easy to get a mortgage. He was also absolutely excellent. And if you use their services, you don't pay any extra fee beyond what you would have to pay anyway. So obviously, if you have an agent you already know, you trust, you can go with them. But if you don't, then I highly recommend you use my people down below. So now getting into the sweet fees that go into the process. So there are 3 categories of fees. You have government fees, you have agency fees, and you have mortgage fees. So first here, I will go over in chronological order what I paid, and then at the end we'll sort of pull this all together to give an idea of roughly, as a percentage of the property that you are buying, how much you can expect to pay in all these different categories, and how it depends based on, are you buying in cash or with a mortgage, are you buying a ready property or an off-plan property, and things like this. So I bought a ready property with a mortgage and obviously using an agent, so I had all the fee categories that I had to pay personally. So essentially, the way everything starts is that you get a pre-approval from your bank if you're getting a mortgage, and after that you can start looking for your property with the help of your agent. And after you find the property that you want to buy, you lock it in, you sign what's called the Form F. That is when the fees will start, because the first thing that happens is that your bank, if you're getting a mortgage, has to do an evaluation for the property, and over here, and at this point, you have to pay a mortgage valuation fee to the bank of 3,150 dirhams. And after the mortgage becomes active, you will have bank charges to essentially make the mortgage active. And specifically what I paid, these are the exact amounts. I paid a processing fee for the mortgage of 7,245 dirhams, life insurance fees of 169 dirhams, as well as property insurance of 1,449 dirhams. So at this stage, once the mortgage becomes active, you pay a total of 8,863 dirhams in fees to your bank. Now, all of the rest of the fees will happen on transfer date. So after the entire process, which I detail exactly step by step in my previous video, the final step is to go to a trustee office where you and the seller and both of your agents are going to be present to actually complete the transfer. And at the trustee office, you have, first of all, the property transfer fees, which are 4% of the property's value, which in my case came out to 92,000 dirhams. And there's also a processing fee on that of a flat 580 dirhams. On top of that, to the trustee office where this transfer happens, you have to pay a fee for them to do this trustee service of 4,000 dirhams, and this is also flat, and then there's VAT on that, so in total 4,200 dirhams. So that takes care of the government fees, which goes for the property transfer, as well as the trustee services, as well as the title deed issuance fee. After this, you have to pay the 2% agency commission to your agent that helped you find this property. In my case, this was Genzone Realty, the people that I work with. And to them, I paid a total of 48,300 dirhams. So that's 2% plus 5% VAT on that commission. So essentially total of 2.1% of the property value. So this again scales based on what your property value is. So now that we've covered the government fees as well as the agency fees, there are a few more mortgage fees that you will have to pay on the transfer date. Specifically, the mortgage registration fee, which is going to be 0.25% of the loan amount, plus an extra charge for the mortgage registration of a flat 290 dirhams. So now if we bring all of this together, in total, I paid in government fees 96,780 dirhams. So if we take this as a proportion of the cost of the property, it is 4.21%. Then I paid the agency fee of 48,300 dirhams, or like 2.1% of the property value, as well as total bank/mortgage fees of 15,753 dirhams, or 0.68% of the property value. So essentially, to approximate this, if you want to get like an approximate idea of what you can expect to pay based on the property value that you're looking to buy, you can approximate that you're roughly going to be paying, give or take 4% plus a little bit of those fixed fees in terms of government fees. And if you are buying a ready property, you will also have an agent. You will pay roughly 2% of the property value. And also on top of that, if you're using a mortgage, you will pay roughly 1% of the property value, or really it's a bit less than that. It just depends on how much is your loan value as a proportion of the property value. So you can take like 1% of the loan value to be a more accurate estimate. So in total, you pay roughly, give or take, 7% of the property value in fees just to buy the property. If you are buying a ready property with a mortgage, if you're buying a ready property in cash, the rough approximate value is going to be 6% of the property value. And if you're buying an off-plan property where you're not going to be having an agent, then the rough approximation is going to be 4% of the property value. So that's like a rule of thumb that you can keep in mind so that you don't have to do these exact calculations every single time. So after all these fees, obviously if you move into a property and it is unfurnished, which a lot of the time is going to be, you're going to have to furnish the property. So I'm going to show you a quick video of what we have so far. We haven't fully like bought everything. There's like decorations and some frames and other things that I still want to buy, but we have like the essentials. And at the start, we didn't have anything, not even appliances. And the total cost for all of this so far has been 48,835 dirhams. But you could, by the way, get much less than this. The thing is that I want to buy very nice furniture because I just want to have nice furniture in my home. So I hope that this gives you an idea. Now at the end of this video, you understand exactly how much it can cost you to buy property in Dubai, which can seem like a lot, but what you need to remember is that there are no reoccurring property taxes in many other countries like Western countries. You might have fees that amount to either a similar amount or maybe a bit less at the point of purchase, but then every year you're essentially paying rent to the government in order to own the apartment that you own, which really means that you don't own it. In Dubai, you might have fees in the beginning, but once you pay them, you actually own the apartment. You don't have to pay any further taxes, any further fees to the government, anything like that. There are like service charges you pay to the building to maintain the amenities and things like that. And obviously, if you have a mortgage, you have the mortgage payment and the utilities and things like that. But once you buy, at least you own it fully, which is what I really like about owning property here versus other countries. Now, if you didn't see the first video, where I detailed the process, like all the steps, how long it took and everything like that to close on this property, make sure to watch this video right here so that you understand the full process and you do not have any surprises. Because by the way, it took a bit longer than what I expected. To watch that video next, and I will see you in the next video.